Oh my goodness, Eden, I am so excited about this. Bananas, but not just any bananas, Cavendish. And we're diving into India versus Ecuador. Seriously, this is going to be fascinating.
Indeed, Avery. Pinelands Canning Private Limited is proud to present this comparative research documentary today, August 16th, 2025. We'll be exploring global agri-trade opportunities in Cavendish bananas with market research insights drawn from Google search and various industry reports.
Okay, so let's dig into this. Bananas. I mean, probably the world's most traded fruit.
Absolutely. We're talking huge numbers, over 105 million tons produced every year.
But if you're, say, an importer in Turkey, how do they actually get to you? It seems simple, but it's really not.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is this kind of strategic choice Turkish importers face. They're looking at Cavendish bananas mostly.
Right.
And the sources. Two big ones. India, the world's biggest producer, and Ecuador, the world's biggest exporter.
Ah, okay. Different roles there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we want to do today is sort of break down how they compare, quality, the initial price, and crucially, the journey itself.
Okay, so let's put ourselves in the shoes of that Turkish importer. Right now, Ecuador, well, they pretty much dominate the market there, don't they?
Oh, completely. Over 90% market share. They've been the go-to for a long time.
90%, wow.
Yeah. But here's the twist. India, which usually keeps most of its bananas for its own huge domestic market, they've recently started exporting a lot more. So suddenly, India is becoming, a serious contender on the world stage.
Interesting. So the established player versus the newcomer.
Pretty much. And if you look at the bigger picture, Ecuador's strength comes from, solid infrastructure, reliable supply chains. They've got it figured out.
Right.
But India popping up really changes things. It makes you wonder, right? Can they actually challenge Ecuador's dominance in a market like Turkey?
Okay, first things first, let's talk price. The initial cost, the FOB price.
Right, free on board. So India comes in quite a bit lower, actually, around maybe $44 to 53 cents per kilo for their grand name type.
Okay, 44 to 53 cents.
Yeah.
And Ecuador?
Ecuador is definitely higher. We're looking at maybe mountain 68 cents up to 95 cents per kilo. So significant difference there.
Yeah, quite a gap.
And interestingly, both their export prices have actually been creeping up over the last couple of years. It's a trend for both.
So on paper, India looks like the cheaper option, initially at least.
It does seem that way. But that brings us to a really critical point.
Which is?
The transit time. The shipping journey to Turkey. It's wildly different.
How different are we talking?
Well, from Ecuador, your bananas can get to Turkey pretty fast. Maybe 12, 13 days.
Okay, less than 2 weeks. That's quick for ocean freight.
Very quick.
Yeah.
But from India, you could be looking at 27 days, maybe even up to 41 days.
Whoa, hold on. 41 days for bananas.
Yeah.
That's like 3 times longer.
Exactly. Nearly a threefold difference.
How do they even survive that? I thought bananas were delicate.
Well, this logistical speed is just crucial for fresh stuff, especially bananas. They're what's called climacteric.
Climacteric.
Meaning they keep ripening even after they're picked. So obviously a longer trip means more risk, more chance of spoilage.
Right, they could arrive overripe or damaged.
Precisely. It cuts down the shelf life you have once they do arrive, and it adds all these hidden costs, like continuous, very specific refrigeration for that whole time.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. More time, more cost, more risk.
And it's not just time. The type matters too. One Indian variety, the Basray, it's apparently just not suitable for long trips like that. Their Grand Nain is better, holds up longer, but Ecuador's Cavendish, that's kind of the gold standard, really favored for long storage and shipping.
So that lower initial price from India.
Yeah, it might get completely eaten up or even exceeded by these total landed costs. Everything else, the shipping, insurance, that constant cooling, and crucially, the value lost if the fruit isn't perfect on arrival.
Right, the total cost.
Yeah.
So even if the sticker price is low, the final cost could be higher. Okay. But couldn't a really efficient importer, someone with top-notch cold chain logistics, maybe manage that longer India transit?
Well, yeah. Good refrigeration and handling definitely help, no question. But you're still fighting biology, That ripening clock is always ticking with climacteric fruit.
Fair enough. So what about when they actually get to Turkey? Any hurdles right at the border?
Oh, yeah. So Turkey imports most of its bananas. Climate isn't quite right for large-scale growing, but there's a big import duty.
How big?
A pretty substantial 37.8%. And that applies whether they come from India or Ecuador.
Nearly 40%. Why so high?
Well, it's clearly designed to protect Turkey's own local banana producers. They have the Anamur banana grown along the Mediterranean coast. Smaller, sweeter, very popular locally.
Protecting the local guys. Makes sense. Anything else?
Yes, absolutely critical. Phytosanitary certificates. You need these from the Turkish Ministry of Agriculture for imports from both countries. No exceptions.
Like a health passport for the bananas?
Exactly that. Got to make sure no plant diseases or pests are coming in. Non-negotiable.
Okay, so bringing it all together for, you, the importer listening.
Yeah.
It really sounds like it's way more complicated than just picking the lowest price per kilo.
Absolutely. The best strategy really hinges on balancing that upfront cost saving against, well, how fresh the product is when it arrives, how reliable the whole supply chain is, and just managing all that risk.
So Ecuador offers speed and reliability.
Right, which often means, maybe counterintuitively, a lower total cost in the end, because you get a higher quality product with more shelf life. Less waste, less transit time.
So for you, the listener, this deep dive really underscores that global trade isn't just about comparing price tags, is it?
Not at all. The cheapest banana at the port might not be the cheapest one in your warehouse, let alone the supermarket.
You've got to factor in the whole journey, the hidden costs, the potential losses, the final quality.
Exactly, the entire value chain.
So a final thought then. If you were that Turkish importer faced with this choice, would you stick with Ecuador's proven faster system, even with the higher initial price?
Or would you maybe take a strategic gamble on India's growing Grand Nain exports, banking on that lower FOB price, managing the risk, and perhaps hoping that future trade deals might eventually reduce those hefty import duties?
Something to think about.